Hello again, everybody. Welcome back to Satch Talks on YouTube. I'm going to be reviewing today's pre-season game against Yokohama FC. I'm going to be talking about our transfer activity and just having a general chat about City. I was really impressed with the game today. You know, it's pre-season. It's not really something we can look too much into, but overall, I was impressed. First half was a bit sloppy, but it's going to be expected, you know. But I was buzzing to see the Blues back. I think everybody has been wanting to see City back for a while, including myself. These 4 or 5 weeks have felt like a lifetime without City. So it was good to see him back. And yeah, one of the things I'm going to be touching on today is Mateo Kovacic. Wow. I mean, like I said, it was only a pre-season game, but Kovacic, you can tell he's going to ball under Pep. Like, he's so fluent and he's so silky, and the way he took to that role today, he was so adaptive, and the way he was moving about left, right and centre, and his link-up play as well, especially, very, very impressive. So that's one player I'm looking forward to seeing what he's going to be able to do under Pep this season. So I'm very excited. Cannot wait to see what he does and what he has to offer. So it's all good, Can't really read too much into it. The fact we conceded 3, it's gonna be shaky. It's a pre-season game, but the Cancelo situation is something that is divided opinion amongst the City community and amongst fans, rightly so, after what transpired between him and Pep. If it's true, I don't know if all of it's true. Quite a lot of stuff gets lost in translation and cross wires, Chinese whispers, all of that. But I am very impressed with how Cancelo has done today, and I'm only judging off of what I've seen, and I think you can only do that. Obviously, I enjoyed watching Cancelo as a player when he was playing with us last season, but I'm a person who always feels like you should give someone a second chance, and if that was a reason to, then he deserves it, because he was mint today. And I also feel that if Pep had so much and such a grievance against him, he would not be putting him in that travelling squad, and he would not be bringing him on in the second half of the game today. Like, if Pep don't like you and if Pep has a beef with you, he's going to be telling you where to go, and he ain't going to be adding you in the squad if he has a worry or a feeling that you could be a threat to what he's trying to build. And he clearly doesn't see that about Cancelo. So I'm currently on the fence, but I do feel like it's more favouring to him staying, especially if we end up losing Kyle Walker. I feel like it could be a big dub and like a very big win if we do end up keeping him, because like you got to think like strategically here. If we end up losing Kyle Walker to Bayern Munich, our defensive options, like fullback roles, aren't really going to be that much. There's not going to be much depth covering. So keeping Cancelo would be a very sensible option, but it's all down to Pep. It's all down to that bold genius. So we'll see. But I was very happy to see a lot of the academy players get a start today. Oscar Bob, James McAtee, Rico Lewis. It's just something you want to see, really. I think going into this season, we're going to be seeing a lot more players break into the first team and get integrated and all that, because we're losing a lot of key players, and that means a few have got to step up. And I feel like Oscar Bob really made that attacking role his today on that right hand side. He was so good. I can't fault him. I'm buzzing to see what he has to offer. I'm sure Pep will give him a start in a Premier League game or the Community Shield coming up. But at the end of the day, it's a result you want. It doesn't mean anything, but it's just minutes for the players, which is why when the second half came, he changed 10 players out of the 11. So it's just all about getting the players to get their legs going again and get some of the minutes under their belt, because most of them have been on the drink for the last 4 or 5 weeks, like Jack Grealish. So, you know, it's just all about consistency and getting back into the flow of things and scoring goals in Erling Haaland's sake. You know, coming back, scoring 2 in a pre-season game is pretty good, you know. And funnily enough, a year ago today was his debut he made against Bayern Munich at Lambeau Field. So it's pretty ironic that. So, and he scored 2 today. So he's just unreal. And I honestly don't put it past him to break his record again next year. So I honestly can expect him to do that, because you can see how hungry he is, and especially after coming off the back of a treble, you just wouldn't put it past him, you know. I'm not going to say he will do it, because that's a big expectation to put on a player, but you got to think he's had a season under Pep now, and he's had a season working with all these players, good players like De Bruyne, Grealish, Bernardo, Diaz, Stones, working under Pep. He's a more all-rounded player, and he just won a treble, so his confidence is going to be booming. So I just be worried for Burnley. That's all I'm going to say. On the first away game of the season, Burnley away, which is going to be some game. But yeah, couldn't be better. Next game, I believe, is Bayern Munich. I could be wrong, it could be Atletico, but I'm not sure which one's first. But I expect him to reshuffle, give players more minutes. You know, it's all about chopping and changing, trying out new things, trying out new formations, and implementing new players into the squad. Giving Kovacic a lot of minutes and play time and getting used to playing with all the City players is something good. And I feel like he's going to be starting all these pre-season games. I feel like he's going to be a starter anyway for the first team when it comes to Premier League and all the major competitions, because he is a very credible player. He's very experienced in competitions, and he was one of the main players for Chelsea last year, in terms of keeping them in a decent finish. Could have been worse without him, I personally believe. So at the end of the day, we've signed another good player, so it's down to Pep again. So you just got to thank him. But one thing I'm going to touch on before I go is the announcement coming Tuesday, and that's regarding the third kit. I've seen it. In case you haven't seen it, I'll post it on the Satch Talks Instagram page. I'm actually a huge fan of it. You know, it's different. It's like a dark blue background on the t-shirt, on the shirt, and it's all like mint green lightning bolts patterns, and it's got orange sleeves. So I'm going to order it, because I feel like it always looks better when you have it in person. There's a difference between seeing it online, seeing it as a mock-up, but when you actually get it, it looks a lot different and better. So yeah, couldn't be happier with the result today. It's pre-season, we move, but was successful this week as well in getting tickets for City home games. I did have Manchester Derby tickets, Liverpool, and Arsenal and Chelsea all in my basket, but I got thrown off, which many people have had this week. Just the ticketing website is a shambles, but I managed to get games booked. I got Newcastle, Tottenham, Bournemouth, and Crystal Palace. So I got quite a few games booked up, and I'm going to the Super Cup in Athens. So if you're going to any of them, give me a buzz. we'll meet up, or we'll have a picture or something, or say hello. But I've also done a podcast today, which will be up very soon. So be sure to check that out. But yeah, buzzing. City are back. You cannot really complain. But yeah, be sure to go over to the Spotify though, leave a 5-star rating review. It does massively help in terms of the podcast. It does help it be a lot more, it finds it a lot more easier for people to find, and engagement terms, it does help a lot. So it'd be appreciated. Also, wearing a t-shirt from Art of Football. They didn't give me this, but I thought I'd show you. Rodri scoring that goal in Istanbul. I gotta get it on a t-shirt, aren't I? So yeah, I'm on holiday over this week, so I just wanted to get a video out before I go, because I know I haven't really been active as much on this channel, but I can guarantee you, once pre-season has finished and once the league started back up, I will be doing a lot more content on this and doing match day reviews, build-ups and match day videos as such. So you're going to be getting a lot more content off me, so I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing, but enjoy. I hope you enjoyed the video, and yeah, make sure to check out Spotify and enjoy the rest of the pre-season games, because once City are back, it's going to be coming at you thick and fast, and I cannot wait, because it's been too long. Those 4 or 5 weeks have felt like ages. But yeah, enjoy your weekend, enjoy the rest of the pre-season games. MCFC, okay.